What's up, everyone? Lion Roar here, and Valhalla is back with a brand new legendary hero, Thor. So, let's talk about him. Before I dive in, check out this brand new game called Gemstone Legends, which I've been playing for a little while. It is a super cool take on the match 3 style of gameplay, but it's a lot deeper than a lot of the games that I've seen up to this point. And I'm curious to know what you think, so if you want to download it, in the description of this video, you're going to find a link and a code, #lion hashtag, which you can use to get some free stuff. Now, that's the only way to get some free stuff, so you're going to want to make sure to download it from that. But when you do, Gemstone Legends was very generous to my viewers, so you're going to get some really good stuff to start off on the right foot. All right, now for today's content. As you can see, Thor is a 5-star legendary holy hero, part of the fighter class, which puts him up a few points in my book because the fighter class is one of the best classes in Empires and Puzzles. Of course, you know this, going up against defenses that have emblems on a fighter when they just keep reviving over and over and over again. So that's automatically going to make him pretty good, depending on the special, of course, because, you know, do you want that special to keep reviving over and over? Kind of really depends on that, right? And he's part of the Midgard realm, so the more Midgard heroes you have from Valhalla, the more bonus they get. In this instance, it is to attack. And speaking of attack, he's got a pretty good base attack stat at 749, higher than most of the legendary heroes in all of Empires and Puzzles history. Of course, this stat is about average for what's been coming out recently and what will probably be coming out in the near future, but for right now, it's still one of the strongest in the game. The defense stat is, I'd say, average. It's pretty good. You know, that's definitely going to protect him. I have no concerns about the defense stat, but it doesn't stand out as being special. And the HP as well. So that's right there, kind of about in the middle. You know, if this were 2 years ago, these would be better than average, but with all the heroes they've come out recently, those two are about average for now. Now let's take a look at that special. His special, Power of Mjolnir, I hope I pronounced that right. It's very fast. And that really stands out because you only need a level 11 yellow 4-star mana troop to get this guy to go off after 2 matches. But he does kind of have a unique special. It's similar to the ninjas, but not exactly the same because the ninjas are random. You don't know whether they're going to be level 1, 2, or 3, but you know what Thor is going to be because it says special skill has a different effect on consecutive uses in the following order. First, he deals 280% damage to the target. The target gets negative 40% accuracy for 3 turns. Chance to miss also applies to offensive special skills. This is pretty good for only having to make 2 matches, because if you can imagine taking him on offense against, let's say, Alfric, who's a real pain in the neck, well, you can try and get underneath her by making 2 matches because, you know, she's slower. If you're in a very fast war, though, this doesn't really work, but in any kind of regular situation, it would. You can get underneath her and blind her so that if her special does go off before you've been able to kill her, then it's likely her special is going to miss some of the heroes, and that's really, really important. And especially because people like to put their area of effect damage dealers and status ailment heroes up in the fronts of their defenses, this is a really good way to prevent some of that damage or effect from happening. All right, so after 4 matches, if you have that yellow mana troop, this is the second effect. Deals 280% damage to the target and nearby enemies. The target and nearby enemies get negative 40% accuracy for 3 turns. Chance to miss also applies to the offensive special skills. So basically that effect that you did to 1 enemy before is now on 3. And after only 4 matches, you could potentially have blinded 4 opponents. Or you could just pick on 1 hero. That 280% damage plus another 280% damage is a lot of damage. It's going to be nearly dead, if not dead. So that's pretty good. Now, how do we compare Thor after just the second time going off to other heroes in the game? Well, one hero that comes to mind for me is Drake Fong, because that's a fast hero. So after 3 matches, Drake will have done some damage to 3 opponents and blinded them. And I believe he's negative 30%, negative 35% blind, while Thor is negative 40% blind. So that's pretty good. But Drake will only have gone off once and dealt some damage and some blind. Thor will have gone off twice. Yes, only hitting one hero the first time and then hitting 3 the next time. But after 4 matches, he's done more damage overall and the blind is higher. So I would say the closest comparison being Drake, and it's not an exact one-for-one comparison, I would say Thor is coming out a little stronger there. Not only that, but again, Thor is the fighter, so that kind of gives him an edge over Drake. But now there's the third one. So 2 more matches, 6 total. After you get 6 total matches, you get this third effect of dealing 280% damage to all enemies. All enemies get negative 40% accuracy for 3 turns. Chance to miss also applies to offensive special skills. Wow. That's pretty awesome because you know, that is typically like a slow heroes type of special, but a slow hero doesn't get to go off before they go off and deal that kind of damage and blind. That's pretty amazing. So you fired Thor 3 times by the 6th match, and he has that kind of effect on the defense. If you're taking this on offense, I think is where it's particularly good, but you know, Thor might be pretty good on defense too. In fact, let's think about this. So on offense, you probably want to bring a sniper as well. Thor is going to kind of be like a support damage dealer, I think, where you're being very tactical with him. You're choosing who to blind and when, and it's helping to protect your team until, you know, he can really go off and just smash the other team. On defense, how is he as a tank? Well, I probably wouldn't put him as a tank because the defense stat isn't that high, but he would go off a lot and blind the attacking team. It wouldn't be my favorite place to put him, but I do think the flank is a really good spot for him because you do want him to get hit with some tiles and be going off very fast. So if he's behind like an Alfreak or an Ursina or, you know, some other kind of really strong purple tank, then I think you could potentially see the attacking team having a lot of trouble with him. I don't know if he's the best flank in the game, but he's pretty good. And I think if you don't have other strong yellow flanks, like Drake Fong has always been known as a really good flank next to a purple tank. So Thor is that much better. So I definitely think that he slots in behind purple tanks really well, and there's not many other options out there better than him. All right, so having said all that, it's time to give him a grade. I think, just looking at this and everything I'm saying, you could probably guess. I think Thor is an A. I think he's an A on offense. I think he's an A on defense. The only place I don't see him, you know, shining quite as much as perhaps on Titans. And at the same time, he's not bad on Titans, right? Because he's got that 749 attack stat, which is really good for the tile damage. And he's blinding the Titan, so, you know, you can keep the Titan from killing your attacking heroes, and that's pretty good. So, overall, Thor's an A. I really like him. Good luck to those of you who get him. Enjoy him. Have fun. He's a good one. All right, guys, if you haven't already, make sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you know when I drop more of these, and I will catch you in the next one.